Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Clear Path Leadercast. I think we missed you last week, had some conflicts going on, so we couldn't do the live, but I did want to reach out this week and talk more about building an accountability mindset. My name is Craig Anderson. I'm the president of Clear Path Coaching and Consulting. I really focus my business on helping accidental leaders become the CEO of their business without having to get an MBA. What we do is help you build the skills and the mindset and surround yourself with a team that will help you be successful. So that's what we talk about every week, live Thursdays at noon Eastern. Usually the topic follows along with the blog post, and the blog post goes live every Tuesday at clearpathcoaches.com/blog. So before we jump into this week's content, I do want to take a moment to invite all of you who would be interested to join a masterclass I'm putting on Monday, May 9th. I'm going to focus on 3 areas that leaders need to improve upon. And this is really targeted to newer leaders or business owners who want to level up their leadership, who have found themselves in a leadership position either by the success of their business and it's grown and they need to add additional people, or they've moved into a role they didn't expect to move into. So we're going to focus on 3 key areas in that masterclass. One is going to be how to build your mindset, how to build a leadership mindset. And we'll touch on some aspects of that today, but how to build a leadership mindset, how to surround yourself with a team that's going to help you grow your business and be successful. And then the last piece is how to put a plan in place to tie all that together so you don't lose track of the details as you start surrounding yourself with more and more people. So we guarantee success. We know which way we're moving forward for the business. So I'm really excited talk about that on Monday. You can check the scroll at the bottom here. Just register at clearpathcoaches.com/masterclass. So let's talk about accountability mindset. One of the things that is a real struggle for leaders, and kind of the quote I pulled out from this week, is when we as leaders are not holding ourselves accountable in our business, when we say we're going to do things and then we don't do those things, when we say things are going to happen and they don't happen, it undermines our credibility and our authority as leaders. It eliminates all of our moral authority. We cannot expect our team to be accountable to us if we are not acting accountably to ourselves. So what does that mean? You know, for you and I as leaders, what we really have to work on is, one, just get some things in line that we can hold ourselves accountable to. And I like to focus on 2 things in this area. The first is, what is our big vision for the business? Where is our business going to be in 3 years? And I have clients sometimes get caught up in, well, my strategic plan ends next year and I can't really focus into the future without creating a new strategic plan. And this is your plan. Get your vision put together every 3 years. You want to have a look 3 to 5 years out in your business and update that every year as you grow and as you succeed. We want to have that clear vision of where our business is going. And then we want to come back in time from that 3 to 5 year vision and get more into, what are we going to do this year? What are the objectives that we are going to measure success by in our business? When we don't have those annual objectives, and I'm not talking about massive sheets of them. I mean, there were huge numbers that we threw around a lot of, when I was in Fortune 500 companies. Small businesses don't need that. They need about 5 to 7 key objectives by which they're measuring the success of their business. We want to look at those every month. We want to see, how are we doing against the plan that we thought we had? How are we doing against last year? What trends can we figure out going into the future based on last year's performance? What is our actuals? How are we performing against our plan? And then do we need to reforecast based on things getting better or things getting worse? Once we have those things in place, then we can start building that accountability. But if we don't know what it is we're building, what it's going to look like from a revenue and employee and profit perspective down the road, and we haven't pulled those numbers back to a 1-year perspective, it's kind of hard to hold yourself accountable to yourself as a leader if you don't know what the goals are. We have to have the measuring post to know what success looks like and what it doesn't look like and when we're not executing on it. So first thing we need to do in our businesses is get our objectives written down, get them aligned, get our long-term vision set so we know where we're going, and then hold ourselves ruthlessly accountable to hitting the numbers that we need to commit to as leaders. So that's thing one. And I should say, as we're going through, if you're watching live, feel free to drop questions into the comments. Also, feel free to, if you're catching this on a replay, just give me a hashtag replay, drop the question. I'll be happy to jump in and answer questions there as well. So that's the first piece, vision and objectives. The next piece is really getting your mindset right on what accountability looks like. Now, here's the thing. You started your business, it's growing. You probably started out surrounding yourself with some helpers, but now it's getting hard to manage all those helpers. You've got 10, 15 people doing the work, and you can't control all of it, and suddenly you become the person in the way as opposed to the person getting things done in the business. So what you need to start thinking about is getting things done through other people, because as your business grows, you're going to have to get a layer of a leadership team in there. You don't hire 5 leaders right out of the gate, but in those areas where it makes the most sense. Because as your business grows, you can't live in the day-to-day of your business anymore. It's really attractive to do that. It's bright and shiny. There's crises, there's things to worry about. And it sucks us into the day-to-day of the business. That's why we've got to get people we trust around us in the business. But our role as a leader is to start thinking into the future. So we want to stay on top of what's going on in the business. And we may from time to time be in the day-to-day, more or less, depending on how big the business is at this point. But as the business grows, you need to start thinking into the future and holding yourself accountable to spending some portion of your time working on the business, not deep into the business. On the business is planning for the future. On the business is looking at growth potential, acquisitions, different than maybe it's a sale for you, depends on where you're going with your business. But that means you're kind of working on the business, working on making the business better, building the things that are going to make it sustainable for long term, not working in the business. That's kind of the first level of success in your business. Well, the first one's probably when you start making it profitable. The second one is I've grown it to the point where I've got people doing some of the work for me, and we want them in the business while you work on the business. And you have to hold yourself accountable towards looking to the long term of your business, because tomorrow will be here before you know it. You need to be looking for it at least 12 months into the future for where you think things are going. We live in a world where things are changing fast, so we want to be focused into the future on our business. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is that accountability mindset. Once you're the boss, we all want to be the boss. Oh, if I'm the boss, no one can tell me what to do. And that's great, but also no one holds you accountable but you. So the next thing is trying to get someone in your life to whom you are accountable. There's a couple of different ways to do that. This isn't just a selfish endorsement for my business practice, although that's coming. One thing you might do is find someone else who's another business owner, maybe not in the same space, not a competitor, but maybe somebody who's in a service industry and you're in a different service vertical, but working, find them who's in a similar situation in their business, and maybe set up where you guys meet, or you people meet once a week, once a month, every 2 weeks for breakfast. Go through what's going on. Say, here's what I'm going to get done before the next time that we meet. So you have someone who's holding you accountable to the things that you are doing. Another option for something very similar is to get into a group of leaders. There's lots of different groups. Vistage is one. There's other ones here in Indianapolis and all across the country, because I know people checking this out all over. But getting into that kind of group program where you're sitting around the table with a lot of other business leaders whose only interest is your success and growth. So they're all sitting around the table, holding each other accountable, giving advice, giving feedback, calling us on the carpet where we need it done. Some people are more comfortable in that kind of environment. And then the last is, if you don't really want to be in a group coaching experience, you don't really want anyone to know your business, you really want that confidentiality, that's when you think about hiring a business coach or an executive coach. That's where someone like me can come in and work with you on setting your goals, holding you accountable to the things that you said you're going to do, helping you think through the roadblocks, because there's always roadblocks that run into us in our business. So that's kind of your 3 pieces of trying to get to accountable. Because if you're just holding yourself accountable, some people are really, really good at that. Others are not. And that's fine. It's not a character flaw to not be able to hold yourself accountable. It just means you need to figure out a way to make that happen by getting someone else who can help you be accountable. So those are really the 3 things around building an accountability mindset that's so your business grows in the pace you need it to grow. Again, please think about joining my masterclass this Monday. There's only a small number of seats available when I do this class. I do it about every 2 weeks. This time we're going to be focused on what you need to do to get a CEO mindset in your business, how to build a team around you, and how to build a plan for your business so you know where it's going and you can stay on top of what's going on in your business. You can set up for that. You can level up, join my masterclass, Level Up Your Leadership, at clearpathcoaches.com/masterclass. Thanks for being here this week. Again, I am live every Thursday at noon Eastern. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.